We're live on
The link,
YouTube.
the link to share. What's
No,
it
it's just
called?
those YouTube and Instagram channel. Those are
Okay.
the yeah. You're live, sis. But I,
Hi everyone. Welcome to MB Edu's live stream. My name is Itube. I manage student recruitment for St. George's University, based in Lagos, where it all happens, and I cover West Africa. So, can you guys hear me? I think connectivity.
so we are live.
Maybe as we went on, you know, like, yeah, but how is the connectivity?
Sorry.
Your connectivity is it good? Is it strong?
Yes, mine is good, as in perfect.
Precious, trust me, they can see you. I saw you. Everybody can see you.
You can't see me.
No, I can see you. I can see a lot of other people. Susan, my Precious, my friend, is running around in the background and bending and thinking people can
Oh,
see her,
we
but
can't
I
see
can see.
them.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So let me know when people start joining. But I know that people are able to access this video, like, even after now. So I think it's a great idea to have this out. And I'm really proud of your work, Sister Yabo, with MB
People have
Edu.
started
The
joining. We are having some join
Okay,
us.
yeah, but
Thank
do you want to do
you.
the intro again? Yeah, but do you have this water bottle?
Let me see. No, I don't.
Okay,
He's not
I'll
giving
get
us
one.
flowers.
I'll get one for you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Toyin, I'll get one for you as well. And
Okay. Looking forward to it.
yeah, and students that commit to St. George's, they usually get like a nice package like that with water bottle, teddy bear, stuff like that. You know, so we can get one for your student who is joining us in August as well. Yeah, but let me know when you're ready. Ready when you are, Madam Yabo. Not to stop. Are we ready? Toyin, Toyin, it sounds like you're muted. I can't hear you.
Yes, I am. I was talking to Buki here.
Okay. Are we ready? Can we start? Where did the Yambo disappear to? Toyin, you're muted. I
I
think.
know. I think she wants to be sure that we are live, but we are. I would maybe in the next 5 minutes, if we do not see her, we can start. I think some people have joined.
Okay.
I am here with you. I'm seeing the two of you and I'm
Okay,
hearing you.
okay, we
I'm
can
just
start.
trying to check the back end to ensure that there's no technical issue. As your technical and software engineer.
You're very well done, ma'am. Well done. Let us
Thank
know when
you.
to start. Let us know when we can start, ma'am.
Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry for the interlude. You know, yeah, great to have us back. MBA Edu-Consult is back and better.
St. George's is here.
Yeah, and that's it, Tibe. Thank you for coming live with us. And I think we're beginning to have a few of our followers join us, our guests, and those that are shown interest while we did some adverts. We want to say thank you for trusting us, for believing in us, for patronizing us, for keeping us in the market. We want to thank you for all your commitment, loyalty. We don't take it for granted. This goes out to all our followers, our clients that have patronized us in the past. And for those of you that have been referring clients to us, we say thank you. Thank you for sustaining the market for us. Thank you for keeping us in the market, despite all that is happening in the country. You have found us to be your faithful, loyal, committed agent. And we promise and assure that we will never at any point in time let you down. Integrity has always been our watchword, and that is our motto. And we have decided it's a commitment, it's a decision we have made that we'll continue to live by that. Our yes is yes, and our no is no. We do all we can to work within the laws of all the countries that we are recruiting and partnering with institutions. Um, we have on our YouTube channels and our testimonials from all the clients we've been able to serve, and we do more to do a lot better than your expectation. And like I said earlier on, we are here to always ensure that we give you the right information, we give you the accurate information, and we hold you by the hand and take you step by step to ensure that your dreams of studying abroad is fulfilled, not just fulfilled, but that you that your dream comes to reality. So this is Iyabo Bello from Edu-Consults, and we have Toyin Zubar. That's our Lagos rep, our Lagos machine engine. She's the one keeping the Lagos office, and she's also the general manager of MB Edu-Consult. And right here with us, we have Utibe Abasi Ekpe. That is our mama. Let me call her our mama. She has been such a wonderful team. No, not a team player, but an encourager. I know what it's like and how she has been encouraging me personally, encouraging the company, coming around to train us. And despite how the market has been, she'll be like, "Oh, MBA Consult, you can do it, you can do it, and you can do it." And she has given us all the support any institution would give their representatives or agents. So, Itibe, thank you for joining us live today. As you can see, we are live on Instagram, we are live on YouTube, and we hope that the next time we are going to host you, we'll be glad to have a virtual tour with you to St. George's University's live. Do you assure us, do you promise our clients that?
Well, anytime, I promise this, anytime I'm in Grenada, I will let you know and we can set up something.
Oh,
Okay.
we would appreciate our clients. Our followers will be ready to visit Grenada, St. George's University, Grenada, live and direct. Technology has made everything so easier for us. So the platform is yours, Itibe. You have all the day, the minutes. I'm sure they are really willing and itching to hear from you what opportunities you have for them, what St. George's University is like, um, what Grenada looks like. Every questions that they might have, we definitely share with you so you can answer. And you can go ahead. The floor is yours, our ma'am.
Thank you so much, Madam Yabo. And it's been wonderful working with MB Edu Consults. And for those of us listening, MB Edu is one of St. George's University's approved agents in Nigeria. And I believe now you cover, should they can recruit from all over the world. So wherever you are in the world, if you're interested in pursuing your medical education at St. George's University, Grenada, you are in very good hands with MB Edu Consult. My name again is Utubabasi Ekpe. I'm the recruitment manager for St. George's University. I'm based here in Lagos and I cover West Africa. So today I'm going to just take you through the programs and offerings at St. George's. I'll be sharing my screen. This is my first Instagram live actually, so bear with me. I'm going to share my screen with you and I will walk you through our offerings. Feel free to use the chat function, reach out to MB Edu representatives if you have any questions. Let's do this. So, okay. Madam Miyabo, can you see my screen? Precious, everybody can see you. I promise. I promise.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah. So St. George's University is located in Grenada, West Indies. We are the first private medical school to be founded in the Caribbean. We started in 1976, had our first class in 1977. So by 2026, we're going to be officially the big 50 years. We're looking forward to it. And when I'm having conversations with students, parents, agents, this is where I like to start. Where do you want to be a doctor? Where would you like to be a doctor? So it's really important for you to think about the end and then walk back from there. Think about where you want to practice, then pick a university that can help you get into that practice destination. Okay. And 96% of first year students will choose a university based primarily on the future career impact. Okay. Now, for St. George's, where can you practice if you come to study at St. George's? First of all, we've trained over 23,000 doctors, and these doctors have come from, I mean, our doctors, faculty members, current students, graduates have come from over 150 different nationalities and have gone on to practice in over 50 countries around the world, including every state in the US. So with this, you can see that with SGU's qualification, you can pretty much practice anywhere you want to. Okay. But this is the path that you would take if you are planning on practicing in the US. If you want to become a doctor in the US, this is what your path will look like. So you could either complete a bachelor's degree out of high school. A lot of you will be out of high school. Some of you will be doing like your A levels and foundation. Some people might have, maybe you've completed your bachelor's degree already. So there is still a path for you to become a doctor in the US if that is what you want. So you can complete, if you're out of high school, you can complete a track, an MD track. So St. George's, for example, will look at your curriculum and place you on a preclinical program that prepares you for medical school. It could be 1 year preparation, 2 years preparation, or 3 years, depending on your background. Something like IGCSE, you'll study for 3 years before getting into medical school. Something like WASE, if you have your A's and your B2s minimum, you study for 2 years and then get into med school. If you have A levels or foundation or IB diploma, you do just 1 year. Then if you have your bachelor's degree, you can go directly into medical school. Now, if you were to go to the US directly to do that bachelor's before getting into medical school, you'll spend your normal 3 to 4 years on a degree, and then you write the medical college's assessment test that is the qualifying exams for the 4 year MD program. Then once you get into the 4 year MD program, you'll do a two years of basic sciences study and 2 years of clinical rotations. So basically two parts. You can do a track into the 4 year MD program, or you can do a bachelor's degree that'll feed into the 4 year medical program. I think the challenge with a lot of international students that go directly to the US is the spaces that are available or open to international students. So, not a lot of spaces are available. The competition is stiff, and that's where St. George's University really steps in for our international students. We have a really large campus, and we have the capacity to take, as long as you meet the entry requirements, you can have access to our MD track or the main medical school if you have your bachelor's degree. So during medical school, you will have access to the United States medical licensing exams. The US medical licensing exams is the board exams required before you can practice in the US. It has 3 steps, and you're required to take and pass the first 2 steps before you get into residency or before you apply for your first job, basically. Okay. So your step one, the first step of it is written in the second year of basic sciences, and step two is written in your final year, and then you graduate. or you apply for residency before our students will apply for residency even before graduation. So a lot of them by graduation, you already know where you matched. And you get into residency. The number of years you spend in residency will depend on the complexity of the area of specialization you've chosen. So you could spend anything between 3 to 7 years in residency, and we'll talk a little more about that. And while you're in residency, you'll write third and final step of your USMLE. And once you're done with residency, you have completed the requirements for your medical license application, and you can practice in the US. Now, what is residency itself? Residency is postgraduate training. So you've done your 5 years, 4 years, 6 years, 7 years at St. George's or any other medical school, and now you're a graduate, but you're not a pediatrician, for example, until you complete your residency in pediatrics. So you will be receiving further training, further specialization in a chosen area of specialty field. You'll be employed by a hospital. You're on your way to becoming a permanent resident. And it is very fast paced and hands on. You're dealing with real patients, but of course, you'll be under supervision. The level of supervision will decrease as you advance in your residency, and the number of years required for you to spend there will be dependent on the area of specialization you are in. And students must apply for residency. Okay. Now I have a short video here. Um, I will. It's really about U.S. residency from our students' perspective and from our lecturers' perspective. I think it's less than a minute long. I'm going to try to share it. If technology doesn't allow, I'll skip it. But let's see how it goes. And Madam Iyabo, you can give me feedback. Is the technology working well?
This morning I was doing a delivery, and then before I could even drink something, I went into a C-section, and then before I could have
We are not seeing that.
patients, and really every
Oh,
day
you're not
is
seeing it.
different.
Okay.
The purpose
So
of residency is
let me
to
skip
have
it. I'm just going to skip it because sharing the video on a live stream can be, especially when your internet is not the strongest, can be a bit difficult. Now, clinical rotations is the last 2 years of your study in medical school. At this point, you're no longer on campus. You are now with our partner hospitals experiencing the different areas of specialization in person. Okay, so the first year of clinical rotations is 42 weeks long. You'll spend 12 weeks in internal medicine, 12 weeks in surgery, 6 weeks in pediatrics, 6 weeks in obstetrics and gynecology, and 6 weeks in psychiatry. This will give you a real rounded knowledge, good knowledge of the different areas of specialization, and help you decide what type of doctor you want to become. So now when I'm having conversation with students, they're like, I want to be a neurosurgeon. In my head, I'm like, you don't know. You really do not know yet. So it's during clinical rotations, after you've experienced the different areas of specialization, you can make up your mind then. And you're also in front of your potential employers. It's a great opportunity for you to make relationships with people at these hospitals who will advocate for you when you're ready to apply for your residency. So it's really strategic for your career, for your medical career. Now, in your final year, you do your family medicine for about 4 to 8 weeks, and do some sub internships under the 5 core areas of specialization that I mentioned earlier. And the university will allow you to repeat rotations in the area of your interest. So, for example, if you've made up your mind that you're going to be a surgeon, they will allow you to repeat rotations in surgery. So that's the 2 years leading to your residency, the last 2 years of your study. And it's compulsory for everyone, and is guaranteed progression from basic sciences to clinical rotations. As mentioned earlier, St. George's has over 75 partner hospitals spread across the US and the UK. So we actually have more clinical spots than we have students to fill. So you are guaranteed progression into clinical rotations. And for visas, I know another thing that students get concerned about is what about the visas? I'm a Nigerian, it can be difficult. But we have an immigration department on campus, and their job is to ensure that you get all your visas when it's time for you to travel, not only for clinical rotations, but even while you're in school, if you want to travel back home or you want to go somewhere, they are the people designated to support you through your visa application process. And accreditation. Let's talk a little about accreditation. Now, St. George's University's sole accrediting body is the Grenada Medical and Dental Council. However, if you go to the website, you'll see all the different bodies and accreditations that we have from different institutions. But we talk about this one because it's like the most important one. Now, the Grenada Medical and Dental Council is our sole accreditor, but they in turn are recognized by the World Federation of Medical Education. And what that means is our students are able to access the US clinical rotations in the US, the United States medical licensing exams, US residency programs, and US licensure applications. So any students that want to practice in the US must come from a university whose accrediting body is recognized by the World Federation of Medical Education, and that we have through our accreditor, Grenada Medical and Dental Council. In addition, GMDC, or Grenada Medical and Dental Council, is fully recognized by the U.S. National Committee on Foreign Medical Education and Accreditation, which is a department under the Department of Education in the U.S. And what they do is compare external or international accrediting bodies with the sole accrediting body in the US. So there is only one accrediting body for all medical schools in the US, and that's the Liaison Committee on Medical Education. So what the NCFMEA does is they compare the international accrediting body with the LCME, the Liaison Committee on Medical Education, and once they deem it equivalent, then students who want to go to the school that's accredited by that body can borrow from the US Department of Education. So without Without that, if you're a US citizen, you won't be able to borrow from the US Department of Education. So we have lots of students from the US studying at St. George's, and they're able to borrow up to the full amount, the full cost of their tuition and living expenses from the US Department of Education. Madam Toyin, I think there's a lot of noises from your background. It might be from that fan we talked about earlier. You might want to turn it off, please. Thank you. Now, moving on, how have we fared in terms of performance in the USMLE? So, over the last 5 years, 85% of our international first time test takers have passed the USMLE Step 1 at first sitting, and 93% have passed the Step 2 at first sitting. And this is pretty important because if you do not pass the Step 1, you're not able to go for clinical rotations. If you do not pass the Step 2, you're not able to go to apply for residency. Okay. Now, what do we do to ensure our students are successful on, on their Step 1 and their Step 2? For the Step 1, once you get into medical school, all our internal exams is formatted same as the United States medical licensing exams, and you have opportunities to practice past questions. We are through multiple choice questions. We go through workshops preparing you for the Step 1. And every time you take an internal exam at St. George's University, so you might want to mute yourself actually. I think that could help if you mute yourself. It might quieten the noise in the background.
I'm muted.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So so you every time you take an internal exam at St. George's, you are preparing for your Step 1. And when you are in clinical rotations, everything you're doing during clinical rotations is preparing you for your Step 2. Now, academic support. We have close to 1,500 lecturers spread across our clinical partner hospitals, and we have about 450 campus-based faculty, and all of them are medical doctors or PhD holders or its equivalent. Then we have an amazing department, the Department of Educational Services. They're like your counselors, but bigger. So they do about 450 different workshops per week on things like study strategies, learning strategies, how to take notes during classes, how to answer exam questions, critical thinking. Then apart from that, if you have any difficulties with understanding any concepts in school, you can reach out to the DES and they'll set up something specifically for you. So no student is left behind. All you have to do is reach out to the Department of Educational Services and they'll provide tailored support. I usually ask students, well, tell students that they're not they're not going to force you to come to them. You will have to reach out to them when you need help, okay? But if you fail any course, they will invite you to have a conversation with you. And there are psychologists on the team, there are counselors, there are educationists as well. So everything from emotional issues to actual academic issues can be handled by this team. And everything you share with the psychology team, for example, is between you and them. Nobody gets access to that information, not even your parents. So it's a really safe space that they provide for our students, and is at no additional cost. Okay. Apart from that, you can have access to peer groups that are led by students like you. And if you are excelling in your studies and hitting those really high CGPAs, you can volunteer to serve, and they will pay you to serve as a peer mentor, and you'll be paid for that. And I'm really proud of my Nigerian students that are teaching one subject or the other, or leading a group, one group or the other, within this DS service. So, moving on. Now, why choose St. George's University? One of the reasons is our residency success rates. SGU currently is the largest source of doctors for the entire US workforce, with over 15,000 graduates practicing in the US. And this is as a result of consistently being the largest source of new doctors to the US healthcare system. So, for the 11th year in a row, St. George's University has secured more US residency positions than any medical school in the world. And for international students, over the last 5 years, 88% of our international students, non US citizens, non Canadian citizens, have secured US residency at graduation. 88%. And the beautiful thing with St. George's is their student centric approach. So, if for any reason you're not able to get into residency immediately, let's say you fall within the 12%, the university will offer you an opportunity to study a master's in public health free of charge. Okay. And you can do that for a year, upgrade your CV, and reapply the next year. Or you can take on a job as a clinical tutor with the university, which can also upgrade your CV, and you can reapply for residency the next year. I've been working with St. George's since October 2018, and I can tell you that I do not have even one alumni working back home, at least not to my knowledge, because I usually look forward to having alumni at my events and stuff. The closest alumni I have is in Ghana, and most times when I'm having events in Nigeria, I have to bring him from Ghana to talk about his experience at St. George's University. So our program has been extremely successful in helping doctors realize their dreams of practicing, whether in the US or around the world. Now we have two major campuses, but you will have the opportunity to train in three different locations. So you will stand out with this global, with the opportunity to train globally. Okay. Now our main campus is Grenada, West Indies, and you can where all our programs are delivered. But we have a partnership with Northumbria University in Newcastle, England, and that partnership can allow you to do part of your study in the UK. It could be 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, depending on your entry level. Then, of course, you can do your clinical rotations in the US if you want to practice in the US, or you can do your rotations in the UK if you want to practice in the UK. So, if you seize all these opportunities, then by the time you're done, you're considered a global medical practitioner because you would have experienced different the different major healthcare systems around the world. In Grenada, you would have experienced a tropical healthcare system. In the United States, a private healthcare system, and in the UK, a public healthcare system. Now, what is the journey for you when you get into St. George's University? For those of us who are with IGCSE, you're an IGCSE holder, or you have the American High School Diploma, or if you're from Kenya and you've got the
Your slides are not moving, Utibe.
okay, I'm gonna stop sharing and then I'll reshare.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Sorry about that.
Apologies. No, that's how technology feels once in a while. We'll do our best.
Everyone, let's do this again.
Yeah.
All right. So this slide was basically talking about this. This is what I was displaying or thought I was displaying when I was talking about the different locations where you can complete your study. Now, this is the journey that you will complete at St. George's. If you have an IGCSE qualification, you will basically study for 7 years. Okay. The first 3 years is the preclinical tracks, and you're going to have to start in Grenada because it's only available in Grenada. The start is only available in Grenada. And once you're done with 3 years of preclinicals, you will promote into the MD program, and you can do your clinical rotations in the US or the UK, and or the UK actually. So again, IGCSE holders, you study for 7 years. The first 3 years is preclinical study, and then 4 years of medical school. First 2 years of medical school is basic sciences, and the last 2 years is clinical rotations, which you can do in the US or the UK. Now, a lot of our students are WASE holders. If you have at least 6 B2s in your WIAC and you have math, English, physics, chemistry, and biology in that mix, you can study for 6 years. And you can start in Grenada or you can start in the UK. If you start in the UK, you have to remain there for the first 3 years, then do 1 year in Grenada before going to the US or the UK for the clinical rotations. But if you are coming to Grenada, you'll spend the entire 4 years in Grenada and then off to the US or the UK for your rotations. There are other programs that feed into the 6 year program. Examples are the AS levels. You must have at least 3 Bs in your biology, chemistry, math, or physics. The South African matric, the baccalaureate, like what we have in Cameroon, the Australian matric, higher school exam, Irish Living Certificate, the WASE, the secondary school and American High School Diploma, the BTEC will all feed into the 6 year program. Now, the 5 year program is where a lot of our students from Nigeria feed into as well. So if you have your advanced levels, or you have your full IB diploma, or you have your international foundation program, you can study for 5 years at St. George's. You just do 1 year of preclinical studies and then 4 years of medical school. First 2 years again, of course. I mean, first 2 years of medical school, of course, is the basic sciences, and then your rotations in the US and or the UK. If you have a bachelor's already, you just go straight into medical school. 2 years of basic sciences and 2 years of clinical rotations. Now, to apply, you need to go to MB Edu. Okay. What you will need to supply us as supporting documents are 2 letters of recommendation written by your lecturers, your English proficiency test, such as IELTS or TOEFL, your CV, especially if you've done some internships or other extracurricular activities, your personal statement, your international passport, and any other documents that can support your application. You can send it to MB Edu and they'll forward it along. But for transcripts, results, it must be official. So MB Edu can provide the email for you to send to your school to send your document to us directly. Transcripts, results must come to us directly from your institution. You will be interviewed by an SGU grad who is practicing as a doctor. Then an admissions decision will be made, and you can accept your offer, pay your tuition deposit, which is part of your tuitions, usually $5,000, and that will secure your spots for you. And then we can start working on visas. You can start studying medicine. Now, I know a lot of people have questions around cost. Medical school is expensive everywhere, okay? And the cost of study at St. George's before scholarships, before loans, can be anything between $363,000 to about $450,000, depending on the number of years you're spending at St. George's. However, Nigerians alone are now guaranteed $80,000 scholarships and $80,000 loan. So whatever your tuition is, just subtract $160,000 from there, and that's the guaranteed financial aid package for Nigerian students. And you can have conversations if you need a little more than that. Hardly do they give more than that, but if you need a little more than that, the university is open to having conversations with you and reviewing your academic performance, reviewing your documents, your confidential financial statements form. Most scholarships are granted based on need, so you'll have to demonstrate the need for it, and the university will bring that into consideration. So I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to talk about. I'm going to stop sharing and see if there are any questions on our platforms, and I will handle those. Yeah, but you're looking like your face is all scrunched up, and I'm wondering, what have I done wrong? Are you okay? Is it what happened? Was my slide not showing? What's going on?
Okay, what happened was I was actually admiring your face and was like, oh, this lady is quite prettier than I am.
No way. No way you just said that in public. No way.
You went after me, and you know how and what I can be.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for making me blush this afternoon, Yapo. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
Wow, that's superb and interesting. Thank you so much, Itibe. And to our audience, I'm sure you might be wondering, what's the visa process like? What's the flight like? I don't know. Itibe, do you have any
okay, so I'm
response
going
to
to
that?
move from this uncomfortable chair and move to something
Yeah.
more comfortable, if you don't mind. So, visa processing is quite straightforward. When you're coming to Grenada, we send you, once you pay your tuition deposit, we will send.
I don't know. I think your network, I think you're skipping.
Oh, okay.
Your audio is
That's
skipping. Yeah.
that's not me. That's purely network. Can you hear me now?
We can actually hear you, but it's jumping. That I don't know.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Could it be from my end?
Toyin, can you hear me?
Tony, can you hear that? Can you hear her? Is she clear? Or is it?
It's showing we can't hear. Actually, I can't hear.
Oh, sorry.
Mrs. Bello.
Sorry?
Okay, no problem. I couldn't hear her as well.
Okay,
Okay.
let me switch. Just give me a second. Let me switch my internet provider. Okay.
Okay. One, two, three, go. You're back here. But your face is eating. Where are you?
She's just a bit faster. I think maybe a video is on the
Yes,
speed of
possible.
times two or something. So she should just check
We
and
can't even see her now. Yeah, you're back.
okay.
You're back.
This is let me not say that. Let me not say
You're a
okay.
lot better now.
Okay, wonderful. So, visas. We
Yeah.
have an immigration department on campus. So when you're coming to Grenada, you don't apply directly to the Grenada immigration. Once you pay your deposit, we will send you details on how to submit your application. You send it to our staff member, and her name is Adela Moore, and she works with the immigration department. You send your documents, you send your form to her. She's the person to take it to the Grenada immigration, secure your visa letter for you, and send it to you by email. And you can use that to travel. And it's the same thing for any person within the SGU community. So Yabo, even you, if you want to come to campus, it's the same process. If the student's parents want to come visit them, it's the same process. Then for the transit visas, because a lot of times you will need transit visas, I usually advise students that listen, before you even start school, try to get like a UK tourist visa or something. Just have a visa on your passport that you can use to transit through to Grenada if you're coming to Grenada. But if you need a transit visa, that ball will be in Yabo's court. Yabo is the Yabo is the expert for visa applications through the UK, US, or any other country you might want to transit through to Grenada. But Grenada, we will handle that one. Yeah.
Oh, you just threw the ball back at us.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
That's good. You did well. Okay, I needed to ask that question because quite a lot of people keep asking the visas to Grenada, knowing fully well that they need some transit visa. So, in response to that, she has confirmed, Itiba has confirmed the process. And if you need support for any of the transit visa, either the UK, Schengen, or America, depending on the flight you choose to travel with or the route you choose to go through. It will determine the kind of transit visa. And there are a whole lot of other factors that we also take into consideration if we are to counsel or advise. But when you come to us, we give the best support that we can, and we assure you, just as we've said earlier on, that we'll hold you by the hands every step all the way to ensure that you don't stumble. Your success is our success. Your success is what keeps us in business, and your success and your success and referrals has been what has ensured that we are still here to serve you well. Thank you so much, Utibe. Also,
Hi, Yabo. Just before we go on, I see a question from Safia Omolade. I don't know if she's still on the live stream, but she is asking what documents are required, and I just want to go over it again. So, Safia, you would need your results and transcripts. That should be sent directly to the university. If it comes from you, it will be considered unofficial, so it has to come from your uni. You need two letters of recommendation. It must be written on headed paper and signed. We want it from your instructors, preferably science instructors. We need an English language proficiency test such as IELTS, TOEFL, Pearson test of English, password skills test, Duolingo, um, Kaplan English test, any of those tests we will accept. Then we need your passport, your international passport data page, your CV, especially if you've done internships, voluntary services, work, anything in addition. Then we will, I think that's everything. So yeah, once you have all that in, we will interview you and a final decision will be made. For more details, you can just drop DM MB Edu and they will provide further support. Yeah, please carry on.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Utibe, for responding to that question. And to our audience, I don't know if you were captivated by the fact that there's an institution with so much credibility, integrity, and exposure that you would get as a student, and they're offering you $80,000 scholarship. Am I correct? And also $80,000 loan. Hmm. Itiba, you guys are generous. Oh. But I would like to ask on behalf of our audience, when you say loan, how will the student pay back? What
Mm,
what should they expect? What's the
mhm,
payback process? Can you
mhm.
please explain this? And for the scholarship, I know that we've had quite a number of students that have accessed the scholarship, and I also know that it's not limited to that. I think we also have scholarships for women, because I see that you guys are really encouraging young ladies, young girls to study medicine. Is that still available?
Yeah, so the maximum guaranteed scholarship is $80,000. It will be called different things. It could be some would be need based, some would be merit based, but we will make sure it gets up to $80,000. Then for the loan, we require that you complete a meeting with our institutional students financial aids team to discuss the terms of the loan. The
Okay.
loan is structured similar to the US loans. So what informed it? Now, you've seen our residency placement rates. You've seen how high it is. There's
Mm-hmm.
almost a guarantee that everybody will be doing something at
Okay.
graduation. And with 88% of our international students in residencies at graduation, there is an 88% chance that we're going to get back our money. So, so we have that's the confidence we have, and we're pretty certain we're going to get back the money we give to our students to study. And but the interest rates, there is an interest to it. It's very similar to the US rates, and it's not constant. As you know, the US interest rate fluctuates. So it's really important that you have that meeting with the ISFA and they will discuss the terms with you. You're not required to start paying back that loan until 6 months after graduation. And and the term is about 10 to 15 years. You can use 10 to 15 years to service that loan. And you can choose to take it, you can choose to not take it. It's there for you for just in case you run into issues while you're in school, you will have money readily available for you to access. That's why the loans are there. Then what else can I say about the loan? I think I've covered everything, but more details will be shared when you get into that meeting, and everybody's required to complete that meeting before we sign off finally. Then, Yabo, you actually have a question from
That's what I'm trying to.
Omotola Nigella. She said, "Good
Omotolani
afternoon."
Ajala. Omotolani Ajala.
Oh, Omotolani Ajala.
Yeah.
Pardon. This
No
is quite
problem.
This is quite Bonimafanya.
Mrs. B, can you read that or I should go ahead and?
Please go ahead and read that. Trying to.
Okay, she said, good afternoon, Mass. What school gives full scholarship to BSc students And what does one need to apply for a full scholarship school to study nursing abroad for someone not going through masters? I think you've covered this, but maybe because she joined later, you might want to explain that it's a school of medicine and the rest of them.
Okay, I think it's actually a question for Iyabo because number
Yeah.
one, we're recruiting for medicine. Number two, we don't have full scholarship. So Iyabo, do you want to take that one?
Yes, at the moment, we are live with St. George's University, and it's a medical university. That's one. So we are recruiting for medical students, not nurses. And for full scholarship at the moment, I think at the moment we don't have feedback on full scholarship, but there are other opportunities which we might look at. And I think you have to reach out to us via our social media platforms or the numbers on our DM across our different platforms. You can reach out to us privately. Let's see how we can work out something for you. If it is possible, we'll definitely let you know. If it is not, we'll also let you know. Omotola, I hope that answers your question. Mr. Subra, please, is there any other question there?
Yeah, I can see
Yes,
a few.
there's another question. How are the tuition payments plans?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there are two terms per year and you're required to pay tuition per term. However, sometimes students may require more flexible payment plans. If you want that, you will have to request directly from the bosser at SG. That you write to them directly. Once you are a student with SG, you can always reach out to them to request a flexible payment plan, and they are very responsive. Of course, there might be some back and forth on what works for you and the university, but I encourage you to ensure that you have the funding. After all, SG will give you all the scholarships they can give you and all the loans they can give you before you start the program. So what we want to do is ensure that you know exactly how much your program is going to cost and you ensure you're prepared for it because you don't want to be studying medicine and worrying about money at the same time. Okay? So before you even pay your deposit, before you pay any money to St. George's University, you would have had your scholarships, you would have had your loans, we would send you a tuition breakdown and estimates covering your entire stay at the university. We'll also send you non-invoiceable items that we think you're going to spend on. So you will have a full picture of what the cost is going to be like at St. George's. And we'll subtract the scholarship you've gotten from it, subtract the loan you've gotten from it. So you're going to have the net tuition and net living expenses. You can plan accordingly. Of course, if you want to pay that in bits, you can have that conversation with Bosser, but we want to ensure that you know what you're getting into and you have the funding that you need to cover you through medical school. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for that. One thing I know with St. George's is that to all our audience, it's not cheap to study medicine with St. George's University. However, there are opportunities to reduce the cost of study. And that is why they came up with the scholarship and the tuition loan. The scholarship of $80,000, which is available to Nigerian students, and also the tuition loan of 80,000. In accessing this thing, these opportunities, there's something so peculiar about them, and that is they work on a case by case basis. It's not a straight jacket thing. So it's dependent on your particular issues or case, and that is what will determine how they will restructure or structure or plan out the scholarship for you or the tuition. So in order to ensure that you are doing it right, you can also reach out to us So, like I promised, we are going to hold you by the hands and ensure we do the best. And as for those of you that really want to study medicine and probably you can't afford St. George's, yes, there's an adage that says the soup that is sweet is expensive. However, it's not that there are no other soups. Do you understand? There are other soups, but out of all the institutions, we have different opportunities for different students. So you can still reach out to us, and we will definitely ensure we work out something for you. St. George's, as you've heard from the presentation, is a top university that provides doctors, or am I correct, for the United States. And compared to a few other institutions, medical institutions, getting your residency as a medical student in the US or Canada, and I think in the UK, right? Itibe, am I correct?
Yes.
It's okay. It's a lot easier for you to do your residency. Am I correct? Let me not give out the wrong information. Maybe I
Yes.
should bring that over to you.
Yes, please. So you can access the UK definitely. You can access the US. We don't talk a lot about Canada because there are not a lot of opportunities for international students going into Canada for clinical rotations or for Canadian residency. However, if you are a licensed doctor in the US, you can't practice in Canada. You can't practice in
In the
any
US.
country. So the US license is very versatile. So there is a transferability to it, so you can use it in other countries as well. Then, Iyabo, before you go on, I just want to quickly answer some of the other questions.
You say have quite a number
Yeah.
of
So
questions.
can I just run through them?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yes,
So the
please.
next one is how do we apply for the scholarship? So everybody, as long as you're not a US citizen, you will be automatically considered for the merit-based scholarship, and for the need-based scholarship we'll just send out a form for you to fill out. It's called the confidential financial statement form, and the Yapos team and myself can guide you on how to complete that form. Everybody's required to fill out that form. But the scholarship is guaranteed for Nigerian students. So you will get, whether or not you fill out that form, you will get the scholarship, but you will be required to fill out the form before you start the program. So it's really straightforward on, scholarship application. Then the next one is, can students transfer
Yes,
from other
other
universities?
universities. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, you can. But we will need to see transcripts of the work you've completed at your former uni, and you will have to have your university send that directly to St. George's University. If it is a non-standard program, we may request to have it evaluated by bodies such as World Evaluation Services. IABO can provide further support on that. So yes, you can transfer. You can transfer. The selection committee will decide where to place you based on the work you've completed at your former school. Now, the next one is, I'm interested in the medical school. Well, thank you for your interest, and we are here to support you. Please send us a DM and we will reach out to you. The next one is, how do I get started? Safia Omolade, thank you, and we are ready to start with you. Please send us a DM and somebody's going to reach out to you right away. Can someone who just finished secondary school take part? Absolutely. So if you have your WASs, if you have your 6B2s, including math, English, physics, chemistry, biology, you can apply for the 6-year Doctor of Medicine program. If you have anything less than that, you might be considered for the 7-year program, or IABO can support you to do like a foundation or an A level or something to prepare you and make you stronger to get into medical school. Now, what's the next one? Osheku Hazana Jamila. Is it possible for students to work part time while studying at SGU? I'm sorry, no. So, when you're studying medicine, it's really very tasking. So, you're not going to have time to work and study at the same time. However, if you heard during the conversation that we had, I mentioned that some students volunteer as peer mentors, and they'll be paid. So if you are having really high CGPS, you can work with the Department of Educational Services, and they'll pay you for your services. So basically, the only way you can make money at St. George's is by studying really hard and hitting really good grades. Moving on. So thank you for that question, Osheku. Ismail said good morning. Good morning to you too. Now, Omotola Niyajala says what documents are needed to start. So you send us a DM, we'll send you a full list of the documents required. Let me just go over it again. It's your transcripts, your results, two letters of recommendation written and signed on headed papers by your lecturers, and you need your international passport, a personal statement, and a CV if you have done any voluntary services or external work apart from your schoolwork. And we're still getting questions.
Um,
Yeah.
there's no other question at the
Okay.
moment. Let me check the YouTube. Okay, is IELTS needed? That's for you.
Yeah, so we do require IELTS or TOEFL or Pearson test of English or passport skills test or Duolingo. If you want further details on that, MB Edu can send you that information. I know there could be, I think there might be waivers for students who did IGC, who had like A's in their IGCSE English and also are doing A levels. There might be waivers for such students. But yes, we do require an English test. And if you do not hit the minimum requirements for IELTS, example is 7.0 across all bands and 7.0 overall. If you do not hit that minimum requirements, the university will place you on an English support program. It could be the medical academic communication program, which is the requirement is for you to do. I think it's a 1 hour per week class, and it doesn't add any additional time or cost to your study. Or if you are short by say zero point 0.5 in two bands, then you may be placed on the English for medical program, and that might extend your program by your duration of study by a term. Yeah, and it will attract some cost as well. But communication skills is extremely important for medicine, and we want to ensure that all our students have the right tools and the communication skills to succeed both in medical school and in practice. Okay, next question.
Okay. I don't think we are getting any more. Okay, we have a question here. For applicants that have BSc or MSc in health related courses, how many years will they have to use more in medical school in case they want to go for MBBS?
4 years. So it's MD. First of all, it's MD. So we run the same curriculum as the US. So medicine is in the US, medicine is a postgraduate qualification. So you exit with the Doctor of Medicine, not Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery. And with your BSc or and your MSc, you'll study for 4 years. You'll do 2 years of basic sciences on campus, and then you go to the US for your clinical rotations. 2 years of clinical rotations. Yeah.
Okay, Ola, did you get that? So let me see if we have any other question anywhere. Uh-huh. So in case you have any questions, because I'm sure Itibe has other engagements, we've really you've really done well for us today by sparing this much time. We are super grateful. Thank you for
Oh,
your support. Thank you
I'm at
for
your,
I can disturb a lot.
I'm at your service, ma'am. I'm at your service.
And there's never been a time you got tired of me or got tired of us. And don't worry, you never get tired of us, no matter the time I disturb. And this is just for us to ensure that we deliver and give our audience the right information. Thank you so much, Mutibe. And thank you, all our followers, our audience. If in case you have information or you need or you have questions you need answers to, you can always reach out to us via our WhatsApp platform. Our number 070 That's plus 234 070 And we have our other numbers. When you go to the website, which is www.mbeduconsult.com, or there on our website, you have access to our portal. You can always fill in your details, upload your documents, select the countries or the institutions you are interested with. And one of our super trained counselors across the different states will definitely attend to you. We are physically present in Lagos, Abuja, and Kano at the moment, trusting to go out to other places. Oh, we have a question from one Ismail Ishola, and that's for you. My question is, my wife was beneficiary of UNICAF half scholarship at the Nicosia University because we were unable to pay at due time. Our scholarship was stopped and just three modules remaining. Okay, I think he's still typing. Oh, so um we are present in Lagos, and our office in Lagos is at Festac, 24 Road. Mrs. Wow, sorry. Can you please call out the Lagos address?
Don't worry, you're pardoned. Is
Thank
at
you.
24 Road, God is Able Plaza, should be 5. Yes, that's where we are in Lagos.
Okay. And we are also currently at Fepsin Mall in Abuja, while and in Kano, we are at the moment working virtually, and one of our representative is there, hoping to set up anytime soon. But at any point in time, you need responses to questions you don't understand, whether about St. George's universities, any country. We work with different institutions across different countries and the US, Canada, UK, Ireland, that's Republic of Ireland, and across several other European countries, Poland, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Sweden, Denmark, and a few others coming on board, Belgium, and all of that, all in the bid to ensure that your dreams and desires to study abroad, not just to study abroad, but to have quality education abroad, is to be fulfilled. We are here for you at any point in time. So you can always DM us on our Instagram Live, our Facebook, our YouTube channel, and our WhatsApp, and we will be right there to respond to you. And please, on the note, we are not okay. Is there any way you can help further to continue via your help? I don't know the help you want us to do, but based on the feedback from St. George's, which she has explained, and when you go back to the video online, they have scholarship. The tuition is over 300,000 US dollar. That's the total tuition. The There's a scholarship of $80,000 for Nigerian students, and there's a tuition loan of $80,000, which would be worked out between the students and the institution. So I really don't know how we can help to ensure you further that. We don't have any loan company we work with at the moment, but we will see. Maybe you come behind after the Instagram live, and we see if there is any solution. I am not guaranteeing you or assuring you, but we would see if there is any way we can be of help to you. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And as we have said, we have promised this time around 2025, we are all out now. We have been away for a while because we were trying to ensure that we put a lot of things in shape and in order. And you should expect to see us more often from next month. And happy May Day in advance to every workers. Make sure you enjoy yourself. Take some time to burn out the stress, relax, and gather enough strength for the coming week. And good thing is that the May Day is towards the end of the week. So at the same time, we are telling you happy weekend in advance, and thank God Friday is just around the corner. Ensure you relax, go to the gym, burn out some stress, Eat well. Life is too short. Enjoy all you can while you are still alive. And we are here to ensure that we are also looking good, taking good care of ourselves so that we are alive to ensure that we meet all your needs. We appreciate you. We thank you for trusting us, for believing in us. We thank you for your patronage. We thank you for all that you have been doing. Every of our clients and referrals you have given unto us, we don't take it for granted. We appreciate and we expect more of your support as we come online in the nearest future. See you more next month. We'll be coming around with a few of other institutions across different countries. Come anytime you see our adverts, please be prepared to come with your questions at any point in time, and we do all we can to ensure that we answer you and give you the best that is within our reach. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Thank you so much, Itibe. Have a nice day and enjoy the rest of your day. Mrs. Zubra, thank you to the entire team of MB Edu-Consult from the Lagos office, Abuja office, Kano. We appreciate you. I am so super grateful for all the people that have been working tirelessly for MB Edu-Consult. I love you guys so much. I don't take you for granted. Without you, there is no me. Without you, there is no MB Edu-Consult. Without you, we would not be able to bring on board all the institutions that we are working with at the moment. So from the management of MB Edu-Consult and to the entire team members, we call ourselves family. And the good thing is that we have a lot of female. It's a woman business. So thank you so much. We are so super grateful. And I expect to see more of your commitment. Have a wonderful evening. Bye. So while we go, we're going to share the video from, what's their name? St. George's. I think we have a video from one student that I finished some times ago. It's on our YouTube channel. So we just want to share, and this just to encourage those of you that want to study in St. George's University. Where is it? Yeah. So this is just a live testimony of one of the students.
It is possible and how you can achieve the same. Discover application tips. Dreaming of studying medicine in the US or UK? Your journey could begin with a single decision and one webinar. Hear from someone who's been exactly where you are.
My name is Anna Maro. I'm originally from Tanzania in East Africa. Then in 2015, I went to St. George's University. St. George's prepared me really well. I felt like from the time I went to Grenada to the time I was applying for residency, they were always with me. Because when I was there, yes, I had to study really hard, but they had a lot of resources and they were so open to help. My experience at St. George's University was really great. When I look back, I think it kind of shaped me, my thinking, how I look at life, and I'm glad I did it.
So thank you, everyone. And that is from one of the students that studied at St. George's University. And there are a lot more others out there. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Bye for now. I think we are finished. We are by ourselves now.
So I should pull my wig.
I think you can, my sister.
So you're sure we're alone?
Just a second. Yeah.
Precious kept popping in my background. Precious kept appearing. Precious, oh, Precious, oh yeah, come and say hello. Come and say, you can come now. So Precious manages my social media account, and she kept popping in the background. Have you seen her? Can you see her?
Wait. Answer.
She's not seeing. She's looking at something else. Oh my.
Okay. I don't want to discuss. Good afternoon.
So
Thank God you did not remove your wig. I think we are off. Yeah.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
Wait, let me just. You see this our. I've